focus. Yeah, I think that's the key to focus, is not focusing.
Myself, but I can't spend my life packing out these shells. I'm sure you had a better plan. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, but I came home just a little bit wasted, intoxicated. It's overrated, please. My world's turned upside down. I'm sick of being stuck in the middle. Oh, I can't believe it. I didn't know that you hadn't seen it. Yeah. Got my health, but I'm waiting here on a conveyor belt for you and me to pay off all our fees and stop. Just stop. Cause I came home just a little bit wasted, intoxicated and overweight. So please, my world's turned upside down. I'm sick of being stuck in the middle. Oh, I can't believe it. I didn't know that you hadn't seen it. But who hasn't seen Groundhog Day? Except Bill Murray. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't cross the streams, or the universe will split at the seams. Don't cross the streams, or the universe will split at the seams. Don't cross the streams, or the universe will split at the seams. Don't cross the streams, or the universe will split at the seams. And who hasn't seen Groundhog Day? Except Bill Murray. Except Bill Murray. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Except Bill Murray. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Except Bill Murray.
The whole fact that I got into like rock music at all is sort of bizarre, because I was born in Canada, and out there it's like all chart music is like R&B based, like everything's R&B, and I probably would have been into that type of music if I'd have stayed there, but we moved back here to Northern Ireland, and then I was just at a loss for what type of music you do listen to. It was just, at the age where you would start picking up something that would probably be playing on the radio, and here it was different. It seemed like a mix match of whatever you were going to get into, you just would go toward it. So yeah, it was probably my brother that first just started discovering like punk bands and stuff. Blink-182 is probably the most prominent band that just came out of nowhere, and I just became obsessed with it, and then that's probably where wanting to play guitar came from. Yeah, well, I met one of my best friends, Adam Weston, in art, and I found out that he played music as well, and we just got talking one day, and he told me that he was trying to start a band up, and yeah, invited me around to, sort of just see what happens, and from then things took off. It was me, Adam, and then Phil, who is obviously guitarist and hit the B button at the minute, and that was our first band, and I learned half of what I know from Adam. Like, it's he taught me a lot. He was always 10 steps ahead of whatever I was doing, although he'd probably think that he knew nothing back then, but he knew a lot more than I did, and put me onto actual recording software, which I did not know existed. I was using Sound Recorder, the one you get on like Windows 98 or whatever, and I was like playing guitar in the Sound Recorder through this like phallic shaped microphone, this really long like thin computer microphone, and I was playing guitar into that, and then trying to overdub like riffs on top of it by opening another sound recorder and playing the recording back through the original take through my speakers back into the microphone with me playing close to the microphone so that it would double track. And yeah, so whenever I discovered that multi-tracking actually existed, it like actually fried my mind. We were going for, can't even remember how many years we played in Full Phoenix for, but eventually we got to the end of school, and it was a choice of, are you gonna go to uni or are you gonna stay on? And Phil's a couple of years older than us, and he did go to uni, but he stayed in Northern Ireland. But Adam moved away to Leeds, and that sort of spelled the end of that band. And I didn't really know what to do after that, because I was just starting to get into stuff. You know, I was getting to an age where I probably could appreciate much more what I was doing, and the chance that not a lot of people get out to do this. It's not like you're a massive rock band or anything, but playing live to friends and strangers even, it's a great feeling, and probably didn't appreciate it at the time when I was only like 15, 16 years old. So yeah, I did regret it afterwards whenever I realised I didn't have a band now. And I wanted to do it so badly again. And me and Phil, we stuck together after that, like the whole time. We just couldn't seem to get a band together though, no matter how much we tried. It was like we tried to put up, you know, posts online and trying to hold drummer auditions and things, but just didn't know the right way to go about it. So we became a bit of a studio band for a while. Probably had about 10 different band names. I can't really remember any of them, but the one that stuck and we actually made an EP off of was Bucktooth Charlie. And yeah, Phil hated the name.
I've been broken, I've been beaten down, I've been left for dead. And I don't know when my feelings got caught, but I'll figure you out instead. Let me go. Oh, there's things you will never understand. I've been chewed up, and I've been spitting out, wondered who I am. And I don't know what I want anymore, 'cause my inner child ain't there. Let me go. Oh, there's things you will never understand. Let me go. Oh, there's things you will never understand. Like I'm not yours, 'cause I'm not anyone's, and I belong to the world. I know you can't feed everyone, and my life's been obscure. That makes me awkward. Yeah, I belong to the world. I belong to the world, and I can't be cured. Let me go. Oh, there's things you will never understand. Just let go. Oh, there's things you will never understand. Like I'm not yours, I'm not anyone's. I belong to the world. been obscure. That makes me awkward. Yeah, I belong to the world. Yeah, I belong to the world. A world that can't be cured.
Yeah, well, I think I made something like 5 or 6. It's what I'd call studio albums. I don't really know if they are, if they could constitute as studio albums or not, but started back, I think the earliest one's like 2007. An EP I called State of Emotion, and I done that on free mixing software that I got online, and yeah, it doesn't sound great. So I just kept banging on, just kept putting out music. It was just something to do in my spare time. I just wouldn't do anything else, you know. I was even doing it while I was with Faux Phoenixes, like whenever we're not writing songs for them, I was writing songs at home and then just recording them. I just had no care for perfection whatsoever, just the least perfectionist person in the world. I just record it and like yeah, that's fine. So like do one vocal take and just like put it on and be like, yeah, that'll do. It still sounds like music. And didn't really try very hard to promote it either, but yeah, I've still got all the stuff now, and sometimes you listen back to them and you think, you know, that was actually a good song, and you can pull that forward till now whenever I actually have the skills to record it and produce it properly and maybe rewrite sections of it, but within it there is a good song in there, and it's good that I kept them for that. Another thing I would always say about, you know, recording music, which maybe not everybody views it as, is you know, I sort of think of all those albums or even each individual song, I think of it like scrapbook, and I've told people this before in the past, is like, you know, each album is at a certain point in your life, you know, you don't just, me personally anyway, most songs come from experience, you know, personal experience, and you know, you're writing about something that happened at that time, and to record them all down, it doesn't really matter whether the quality's good or not, but that's for your own appreciation, is you'll have this moment in time, and now it's just immortal. You've recorded it, that's it, you'll always remember that, and you can show people that forever. So that's the thing I want to live by, is you just, you know, just record it, always record. Obviously, after Adam moved away and me and Phil, we stayed together that whole time. We always wanted to make another band, and then just one day, I don't even know how it happened really, and you know, my brother wanted to start hanging out with me to try and, you know, get a little better at guitar, because he'd always played it since we got the first one that we got that Christmas. But he wanted to come round, you know, and play together on guitar, and you know, show him a couple of things. And I just remember we done it a few times, and then Phil was there one day, and we sort of all went in, and we were playing in my apartment, and I was on the electronic drum kit, and those guys were both on guitars, and we were just sort of messing around with stuff. And it was actually Phil who said, you know, God, we could be a band here. We could gig this. Like I don't know if it was that good at the time, like, but yeah, that's how Hit the B Button was born. It was just, you know, let's just run with it. Now we got a third member. We're actually getting a little bit closer here, and my brother's obviously gonna fit in, no problem, you know. So yeah, we started, you know, trying to write things, and then we again posted up ads online, tried to contact people, and eventually found a drummer, and that would have been at the end of 2012, whenever we first, you know, played with an actual drummer, and we rehearsed for ages with this guy, but then it kind of fell apart for different reasons. We've never really had luck with drummers. I think we've had about four or five, it could have been 5 drummers. I don't know anymore, I can't keep track, but something would keep happening or it just wouldn't be working. And eventually, you know, serendipitous as it is, Adam came back. He finished his university course, and he just, he's just around. He didn't have too much to do whenever he came back, and he said, yeah, he would help us out. And that's whenever we really started playing shows, because getting back in a room with Adam and him on drums and me on bass, we've always had a good sort of connection musically, that we just know what we want to do. And yeah, it was just great getting back to being able to play music together. And obviously me, Adam and Phil, we've done it like a million times before, so it just felt like nothing had changed really. We just all, got a little bit better, brought the experience back. It's like we had to break apart for about 3 years and then come back with more experience and another member. And yeah, I'm just loving every minute of it right now. I'm just loving that we can play again. I really didn't think it would happen, so that's great. My New Year's resolution for last year was that 2015 was gonna hit the B button off the ground. We still hadn't played a live show by that point, and Adam had just came back, and we were sort of just getting into things. And I don't know whether it was me really believing that I was gonna push it that year, but we played live shows all through this year, and we just recorded an EP, and it's just in the final process of being mixed now. We've done as much as you could possibly do with the amount of time and money you can have whenever you've got the majority of the band all working full-time jobs. You can only do so much. So 2016 for me is still gonna push hit the B button as hard as ever, but I just want to get my own stuff out there, because a lot of people haven't really heard it, definitely not properly. My recording and production skills are definitely heightened from the last full-length album I would have put out, which is in 2012, before Hit the B Button started. And after that, I've just been so focused on it that I haven't really paid it any attention anymore. I'm not recording as much as I used to. Starting to become a bit more of a perfectionist, where it's like I can't just record stuff and think, yeah, that's okay, or one vocal take. It's not like that anymore. It's like I feel like it's got to be just right. And yeah, I'm hoping to do that next year. I've got an album that I'm planning on bringing out. I've got a lot of material for it. It's just getting it all down, getting it recorded. The whole idea behind it is that it's not gonna be a cohesive piece of art. Like every album I do, I have a problem with being cohesive. I can't even listen to like albums whenever they add bonus tracks in at the end. I just like have to ignore them, because I'm like, they created this one piece and they named it, and that has to be that. Everything has to be conceptual, and yeah, it just hurts my brain sometimes that I always think like that. So the idea for this is that the record's going to be called a lower state of consciousness, because I just don't want to think about it.
Don't come any closer, my dear. You've got me senseless. Sometimes I wish you'd disappear, 'cause you've got me so messed up. And now the lights are fading fast, the golden sharks are circling. And I don't know what I want. My straightened edge is curling. It's curling at the corner of Fifth and Nowhere. But by the time I get there, it'd be over. You're so pretentious. Don't come any closer, my dear. You've got me senseless. Sometimes I wish I'd disappear so I wouldn't go and mess up. But now the lights are fading fast, the golden sharks are circling. And I don't know what I want. My straightened edge is curling. It's curling, curling at the corner of Fifth and Nowhere. But by the time I get there, it'd be over. I'm so pretentious. You've got me since. Oh, you got me since. Oh, you got me senseless. 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 You got me. You got me. You got me. Don't come any closer, my dear. You've got me senseless.
I would probably say Beach. Yeah, Beach off April Fool, the second track in. I don't even know if I could recreate that song again. If I remember correctly, I think it was actually whenever I had Phil and Mike's gear at my house that I was looking after it whenever I was recording the April Fool, and I think I just stole all their pedals for that song, and I went absolutely insane in the solo with pedals and just fooled around with everything. The most complicated solo I've ever done, and I don't think I could do it again because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. The Beach is definitely a favourite for me, and it's something that is definitely just a bookmark in that chapter. I can't recreate Beach again. That's it, done. It's as good as it's gonna get, but that is definitely a personal favourite for me. I just started on the record.